Hi students, I hope you all are doing well. So this is our video lecture, ninth one. In this video lecture, I'm going to discuss about data movement among registers. I already covered first unit and second unit one topic also, that is concept of bus. And apart from the concept of bus, I already prepared a video that talks about register transfer language and micro operations. So this entire chapter talks about register transfer language RTL and micro operations that you are doing or performing in computer organization and architecture. Data movement among registers. This is a subtopic that is given as per the SPT. We will see what it is. The content of this lecture: registers, circuit operation description, micro operations, data movement, instructions, bus and memory transfer. To explaining of this all contents, it will take some time to go and study and to explain each and every content. The first topic that I am going to talk about, register. Already I discussed regarding register, where we are using, why we are using, what is the advantage of a register in computer organization and architecture. So again, because this talks about data movement among the registers, the title itself giving some meaning, that is how data transferring or moving or going or changing or storing one place to another place or one register to another register. These are all operations we are doing with the help of micro operations, and micro operations will perform based on data movement instructions. So in your next chapter, we are going to study about data instructions. Before that, here just I want to give a brief introduction. What are data instructions, how we are using, how they are helping us to do micro operations. Before going to talk about that, let's start from the basic concept, that is what is a register. A register is a very small amount of very fast memory that is built into the CPU, central processing unit. All of you know about central processing unit, CPU. The CPU needs the memory. That memory is nothing but a register's memory. When the CPU wants to do the process, it's need a data. For example, all of you know about the functioning of CPU. Without data, CPU will do nothing. If CPU won't do anything, CPU needs a data. So this data available in registers. So we have to understand one thing here. If CPU want to access the data available inside of registers. Registers are nothing but a memory storages, a small memory storage, a small memory unit. It fastly help to CPU to access the data. That's why the fast memory places. So contents can be accessed at extremely high speeds. So registers content can access extremely high speeds. Registers are used to store data temporarily during the execution of a program. If you want to know about registers in a clear manner, for example, I will tell you one thing. While you are preparing food, so we need some bowls to keep our ingredients. These ingredients, small vessels or ingredients, help us to store our raw materials. It may be vegetables or something, rice or different things. So vegetables, we are using like a memory to store a data. So these vessels are small bowls helping us to store raw materials like vegetables, rice, wheat, like that. We needed some material or vessels to keep our raw material to somewhere. So this material help us to do the cooking. Same manner, while processor doing the any process, the processor need a data. So the data available in registers. So registers are the memory storages. It stores the bits of data. It stores the bits of data. So that thing we have to understand here. And next, different processors have different register size. Registers are normally measured by the number of bits they can hold. For example, 8-bit register, it can store 8 bits of data. 32-bit register, it can store 32 bits of data. And again, 64-bit and 64-bit register can store 64 bit. So bit is nothing but a one flip-flop. The flip-flop capacity is 1 bit. So we can say that register is a group of flip-flops. A flip-flop is nothing but a bits combination, a bit, 1 bit. So we are using for this for storing a data, especially in central processing unit. Why what? Because processor works like anything. That's why it access the memory fastly. That's why we are using registers. Now, in a computer organization, we have totally 8 different type of registers. 8 registers. A basic computer has 8 registers. So please focusing on this. The word I am speaking here. The basic computer has 8 registers. They are accumulator, number of bits 16, a processor register. Accumulator, it would be there in a processor. The size of this bit is 16 bits. DR, register symbol, register name, data register. DR means data register. The size of this register is 16 bit. It holds memory data. DR, data register, inside of data register what will be there? Data will be there. TR, temporary register, is the size of this register also 16 bits. It holds temporary. For temporary purpose we are using for this. IR, instruction register. For instruction storage you are using this register. The size of this register also 16 bit. Next AR, address register. The size of this register 12. We are using for this storing of address. Storing of a address. PC program counter. It holds the address of next instruction. Address of next instruction. Increment input register and output registers. These are the 8 kind or 8 types of registers in a basic computer. Now, why I am discussing different types of registers? Because a data movement is nothing but operations. Here movement means we are performing some operations based on the data movement instructions. So in between registers, data is moving. So how the data is moving? Register to register, or register to memory, or register to process. See, everything including, commonly we call it data movement in registers. Here some circuit operations description is given. So these are all kind of registers, how they are performing operations, how they are responding based on the instruction, how they are sending the data, receiving the data. When we are performing some operations, so how the disk is responding or receiving. It says circuit operation description. So first one is address register. Here I mentioned how and when the address register will respond and perform its functioning based on some instruction. So the entire functioning of the address register is given here. This register specifies the address in memory for next read or writes operation. The address register consists of 12 bits. It talks about especially the address. The address register helps us to store the address of a particular location, a particular data that we have to understand. Next, program counter. Already I discussed. Program counter helps us to store the instruction. Instruction means what to do, how to do, when to do. So based on the instructions, computer will work. So it's called data movement instructions. We will see. And next, data register. Data register helps us to store the data. Actually, data register contains the data. Accumulator, it helps us to send the output to the output devices, take the input from the different registers, and it helps us to store the result of the data after performing of operations, calculations. So it stores the output, and it stores the output temporarily in a processor. Next, instruction registers. All of you know that in a computer nearly 120 instructions are there, that is default instructions. These default instructions, so based on our requirement, they will go and we will use time to time. When you are using this particular instruction, the instruction will store in an instruction register. And next one is temporary register. When the processors need to keep the result temporarily, again it's need a register. When the one process is over, then you want to keep that one. You need a temporary space. The temporary space provided by the temporary register in a processor. So these are all different types of registers that you are using in a computer. These all are their functionalities, how they are working. This is about register and their functionalities. Now I am going to talk about micro operations. Especially this chapter talks about register transfer language. So till now we discussed about registers, types of registers, their functionalities, how they are moving, how they are functioning, how they are working, how responding, receiving, interacting one another with the CPU, with the memory, among them. These are all things what we covered till now. If the registers want to do this type of functioning, it has to take the instruction from the instruction setter. So this type of operations, it may be arithmetic operation, logical operations, shift micro operations, register transfer micro operations. These are different kinds of operations that we can see in a computer organization. These all operations combinedly or unitingly we call micro operations. Why we call micro operations? The size of the register is very, very small. The size of the register is very, very small. We are performing operations on these registers. This means the data that contains inside of a register, we are performing operations on that data. That's why these operations all are micro operations. So again I want to say one thing here. Register is there, or registers are there. Inside the registers data is there. We are performing some operations on that particular data. These type of operations called micro operations. The operations we are performing on the data of registers we called micro operations. Micro operations are different types. Arithmetic operations, logical operations, shift micro operations, register transfer operations. These are different types of operations. Okay, but all operations will perform on register only, because register contains the data and that particular data only we are doing. Okay, what are the arithmetic operations? We will see type of operations one by one. First category of micro operations, we are going to talk about arithmetic operations. That is the first one. Arithmetic operations are addition, subtraction, increment, decrement. So these are the arithmetic operations. Look at here, I am showing, I want round up here. So these are the arithmetic operations. R3, R1 plus R2. So we are adding two registers here, R1 and R2. The value of this we are storing in register R3. This is a addition. Second one is R3 gives R1 minus R2. The subtraction that you are performing operation here, the result of this subtraction will store in a register R3. Like that, R1 plus R2 plus R1, then R1 plus 1, R1 gives R1 minus 1, decrement operator, incrementing, subtraction, 2's complement, R gives to R complement plus 1, and R2 complement. These all are arithmetic operations. These R3, R1, R2, these are notations, alphabetical, numerical notations. For what? For transferring the data. That's why this entire chapter talks about register transfer language. What is the register transfer language? We are transferring data one register to another register, one register to another register. This way of work, or the way of this thing, this process we call register transfer language. How we will do that? Based on the symbol notations. Symbol notations. So numerical symbols. So what are the numerical symbols? R1, R2, these are the. Okay, what are the alphabets? Mu, mus, null, mul, sub. These are the notations, and these are the alphabets, and these are the numericals. These all are simple notations we are using for what? To transfer the data one register to another register, or else to perform the micro operations. Not only transferring, not transmitting, but performing the micro operations. So performing of micro operations or transferring of the data one register to another register, these all things combinedly we can call register transfer language. So these are the all arithmetic operations. These arithmetic operations part of the micro operations. These micro operations, I already said why we call these micro operations, because we are performing on data that is there inside of registers. Okay, that's why the concept itself, this unit talks about register transfer language and micro operations. We are performing micro operations especially on data that is there inside of register. On data that is there inside of registers. Okay, what kind of operations you are performing on these type of registers, especially on data, everything that we call a operation, this kind of operations are micro operations. Okay, so what we have seen till now, this subtraction, addition, increment, decrement. So the way of mnemonics is given here, notations are given here, numeric numbers are given here. So each and every mnemonic and notation and the symbol, it has a special purpose that is also mentioned. I explained in a clearly on this slide. Look at here. R3 gives R1 plus R2. It means R2 and R3, R1 plus R2 transfer to R3. Then R1 minus R2 transfer to R3. Then complement the contents of R2. 2's complement, subtraction, increment, decrement. These all are the arithmetic operations. The circuit, arithmetic circuit, how these all operations are performed inside of a computer, how registers are moving. For performing of these operations, what is going on inside the architecture of a computer. So this is the arithmetic circuit. This arithmetic circuit. So this arithmetic circuit based on the selection lines. Here we have two selection lines, S1 and S0. Based on these selection lines, the operations will be performed. That may be addition, subtraction, or complement, or increment, or decrement, everything based on selection lines. Okay, if you select the 0, 0, then it will perform the addition operation. If it selects the 0, 1, it will perform the complement. If you select the selection line 1, 0, it will perform the transfer. So like this, based on the selection lines in arithmetic circuit, the operations will be performed. I hope that you understand about registers and the way of functioning of registers and about the micro operations. And again, under micro operations, we have covered one subtopic, that is arithmetic operations, arithmetic micro operations. In my forthcoming video lecture, I am going to talk about remaining part of this PPT. Thank you for listening.